Kingsnorth, the lecturer in charge over there at the Southern Regional College of the Media and Art Development course. Our Sean was taught by him, and they each speak fondly of the other. Now, Newry Writers Group, A Rake of Yarns is their latest work on the market, and I just saw that Amazon they're sold out of it, so we'll have to figure ways of getting you copies of it. On the couch I've got Carol Murphy from Rostrevor and Joseph Alphonsus Morgan from Newry, two, dare I say, founder members of the Writers Group, guys.
Well, near enough.
You've been there from almost the start.
Yes, well, I have, yes.
Yeah. Joseph, tell me briefly about the origins of the group. How did it come about? What was the impetus that caused it to exist?
Well, it all started with me by meeting one of our renowned writers, Madge MacDonald from Ballyholland, also Patsy Quinn, who's one of our renowned writers as well.
Oh, he's a good lad.
Yes,
as is Madge. I love the two of them.
Yes, Patsy and Madge introduced me to the writers group, and I haven't looked back since. I'll be back 4 years ago.
What in those 4 years has writing, what difference has writing made in your life?
Well, I never did write in my life, and I really didn't think I had it up here. But luckily, a lot of inspiration come to me, particularly laying in bed at night before I fell asleep.
Wow.
All this would come, and as soon as I get up in the morning and get pen to paper.
You're lucky that you were able to do that. It stayed there till the morning.
Yes.
In the middle of the night when it happens to me, I got to write it down quickly. And if I'm lazy and lie on and say, oh, I remember that in the morning, I don't remember it in the morning.
Yes.
But I mean, it's always good. You would have a pen and a piece of paper close by at most occasions.
All the time it's ingrained in there from the age of 82 right up to now when I'm 86.
Are you?
Yes.
You're doing it right. I think.
Yes.
Isn't he looking fine, Carol?
Absolutely fabulous.
How was Rostrevor this morning?
Rostrevor's beautiful. Rostrevor's always beautiful, no matter what the weather is like.
Because the mountain has its many shades.
Exactly.
I remember fetching up on the shore of the Cameroon, on the Cameroon River, in the Bight of Benin in Africa when I was 19. I was taking bananas back, and the Mount Cameroon was there, overlooking the harbour, overlooking the estuary. And it was a beautiful green mountain shrouded in mist, and the gorillas and all the rest were in the mist, and all the creatures. And we were there getting ready to go up the estuary as the forest lands of Africa closed on us closer and closer and closer until we tied up at the wharf at Tico and started taking the bananas on board from the plantation, and the bananas were brought down by the narrow gauge railway. And it reminded me of the Calypso. Hey, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight come and I wanna go home. Hey, oh, hey, day, oh, daylight come and I wanna go home. I remember it so well. But you get your inspiration from everywhere, don't you? A lot of my writing would be based on my experiences of traveling and just going to Africa, going to India and all of that kind of thing. What inspires you, madam?
Inspiration from a beautiful book. As a child was always in my home, and it was a volume of John Boyle O'Reilly's collection of Irish poets.
Wow.
The date was, I think, 1867.
Wow.
I meant to bring it here this morning to let you see.
18,
and I loved that because every poem had an explanation.
Wow.
So maybe 3 pages of explanation to each poem.
But you have a
Fabulous.
piece, you have a piece of writing there now that, without any explanation, is taking me into a magical land of Camelot.
Exactly.
I see ladies with long flowing dresses of pink and green and blonde hair, the colour of the rising sun. I see all of this in it. This
Beautiful.
is Celtic Irish mysticism. Ladies and gentlemen, pray silence for Carol Murphy of Rostrevor, of the Newry Writers Group.
Thank you. Celtic vision. She's there, I know. She is standing on the golden gorse at her usual vantage point. The morning mist only allowing glimpses of her magical form. Her spirit spoke to me once, and then I knew I'd known her for years. This woman who waits, I know her well. This spot is familiar to me. Grey stone walls, dark bog and mountains. On reflection, it was always special. I never had the words to say how special it was until now. Now the landscape changed utterly. Moonlight, sunlight, filtered through morning mist on a golden gorsed mountainside. Swirling mist as delicate as a bride's wedding veil. Kaleidoscope of colours, images of dreams, magical moments, artist's desires. She was there today, I know it, but no earthly image could I hold of her. She was there, her presence so strong. Was this a special day? October the 30th, but which year? Long, long ago, I know. I could glimpse her image, watched her as she wrapped the brown woven shawl tightly around her shoulders, not so much from the piercing cold as from fear.
Wow, how beautiful. Well done, that is gorgeous. Thank you very much indeed. That was wonderful, Carol. And as I say, Celtic mysticism woven into every warp and weave of the thing. It's there, it's good. Joseph, you're taking me to a poet that you love, because your writing is there and we can see it any time, but you have the most amazing fondness for Patrick Kavanagh.
Yes.
He was a cantankerous old git, was he not?
Yes, well...
But he was also a nice gentleman.
Oh, he was grand. As Benny McKay tells me, there was 432 pubs in Dublin, and he was barred from 431.
How would Benny know all that? I know Benny was barred as well for playing the Baron.
Yes,
that could be it. Good morning, Benny, and God bless you.
Benny's the big man in Crewbeen, the traditional group.
He is indeed. So you're going to read for us now, Sean, if we close the shot, to Joseph Alphonsus Morgan from the writing group in Newry Man, and it's Kavanagh's
In Memory of His Mother.
Okay, we Irish are like that, aren't we?
Yes.
We love our mothers, don't we?
And all mothers love their sons.
We're blessed people, aren't we?
Yes.
Yes. So, take it away for me.
I do not think of you lying in the wet clay in the Monaghan graveyard. I see you walking down a lane among the poplars on your way to the station, or happily going to Mass on a summer Sunday. You meet me and you say, don't forget to see about the kettle. Among your Arthur's wards the angels stray. And I think of you walking along a headlong of green oats in June, so full of repose, so rich with life. And I see us meeting at the end of a town on a fair day by accident. After the bargains are all made, we can walk together through the shops, the stalls and the markets, free in the oriental streets of thought. Oh, you are not lying in the wet clay, for there's a harvest evening now, and we are piling up the ricks against the moonlight, and you smiled up at us eternally. Thank you.
Wow.
Beautiful.
This has been in you from day one. You might have only started writing a lot of years back, but it's been there. Well, you're waiting for the tap to be turned.
The tap turned on at 4-2.
Yeah. Well, Carol has told us where her inspiration has come from. Where did yours come from?
Well, I'm afraid it come from my mother.
Yes.
My mother's a County Kildare woman, and she was quite a character, and actually it just rolled out of her, I think, from her parents, who were originally from Roscommon.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid it was in the gene come down to me.
It's a funny thing, you know, and you put it in my mind. No one in my family ever did in their lives what I have done in my life, to go and be a writer, a broadcaster, a journalist, earn my living over 45 years doing it.
Yes.
And then suddenly I was reminded, but your grandfather, Dan O'Hare, Dan was a great man for a pint and a story.
Yes.
So again, like in the case of your mother, it's in the genes to tell the stories,
It's in the
and it comes out.
Yes.
And I always tell people, what is it? What is writing but conversation put on paper? And if you're having the conversation written down, then you've got it.
Yes.
Don't you think?
Well, I don't. And another thing, I don't think growing old has is an impediment, really.
It's one of the rare things that improves upon growing old, because your reservoir of experience and knowledge, and how you grow old,
Yes.
and how you deal with the challenges of growing old.
Right.
All of those things come into focus
Yes.
and become part and parcel of your writing.
And Oscar Wilde said, growing old should not be seen as a death sentence, but as a privilege.
As a privilege. He also said, and I quote him now, "Madam, I have nothing to declare but my genius." So you guys are going to continue writing in the writing group.
Yes, and we're giving a wee spot now to our
What is that?
our function in the St. Bruna's GEA Club.
Hold on now, when is
Maybe
that?
you could call it out for
Call
us,
it
Rowan.
out. I'll do more than that.
Yes.
Sean, would you come on me with this? You got me in shot. You have. Yeah. Oh yay, oh yay, oh yay, a rake of irons, Newry Writers Group. The book is now available. Saturday, the 20th of July, 8:30 of the evening time in St. Bruna's, Rostrevor, and Monday, the 5th of August in the Phoenix Bar, Newry. Oh, be aware and know by these presents that the august assemblage of the Newry Writers Group will be there for you, to read for you, to storytell for you, to interview you, to recreate with you, to dine with you, to imbibe of the finest libation with you. Don't say you haven't been told. Dates again, the first one, Saturday the 20th of July, 8:30 in the evening, St. Bruna's in Rostrevor. And Monday then, the 5th of August, you'll be back to us before all of that, won't you?
With the help
In
of
the
God
Phoenix.
and His Holy
God
Mother.
willing, inshallah. That's
Yes.
our Muslim brothers would say inshallah. Inshallah.
Yes.
God willing, it means the same thing.
Yes.
So you've all the guys, your people will come to me tomorrow as well.
Yes.
For the rest of the week, we're going to have two people from the Newry Writers Group on the sofa reading their work.
Yes.
Isn't that okay?
Yes, grand.
Sean, you can take us away with some musicality now, which is a presage to the wonderful musicality of Phil Campbell and her dear husband Tom. We'll be having that presently, but a lesser kind of genre now, I think, perhaps, and then we'll change about and get the performers in and get all their bits and pieces put together, and all that'll be done.